We're recording. We're live.
Welcome to our living room and our daily conversation.
You did it really pro. Like we've been thinking about this. So I think what Dan and I just wanted to do was bring people into our daily conversations. Stuff we talk
In our living room.
in the living room, man.
In our comfy clothes. I don't know
I'm
about
so
you,
chilling
but
right
like
now.
my favorite thing is to be comfortable. I'm like
I'm so
that
chill.
meme where the husband and the wife walk in from like church or a date night or something, and like
Take your
she's
bra
all
off.
dressed up. No.
Is that too soon?
She's all dressed up, and as soon as she walks in the door, she's like in pajamas.
Oh yeah. Sexy.
Like I don't enjoy dressing up. Like I don't like. Okay, so once I'm dressed up, I'm like, oh yeah, I look nice. I should do
And
this
you
more
look cute,
often.
man. Like you look
But
super cute once you're
I
dressed up.
don't enjoy the process of dressing up, and I enjoy comfort.
I think you don't enjoy the process of dressing up because you're an efficiency girl. You like efficiency. You like things to be not easy, but things to be smooth.
Yeah,
And
I just like to be like in soft clothing. I like like to be
Well,
comfortable.
I think beyond that, I think since we've had kids, it's complicated. It's complicated to get dressed up. It's complicated, and when things are complicated, they're just not comfortable.
Yeah, and I
so
just rather not. I just rather
for
not.
real. Hey, we've been talking about something you and I lately. We've been talking about just kind of like our different personalities. I think we've been like super aware of it lately. It's been a part of our like daily conversation. I'm gonna put my phone on do not disturb.
Do it.
Because
now you're disturbing me.
Yeah, well, your phone's buzzing too. So
but I don't look at it.
Yeah, but I can hear it.
Oh, so that distracts you. Okay, gotcha.
It's messing with me.
I'm like, I don't even know how to do not disturb. I'm a do not disturb guy.
Yeah, man. I think we've been talking about not I think. I don't know. I say that a lot. I think.
Yeah,
it's
I think
annoying.
it's just a filler word
It's annoying.
for you.
Yeah, it is.
It's a filler word, and you're trying to transition to another.
It's a bad habit. I really am trying to get all the ums out of. Like when I preach, I don't. Well, listen, some people may not know who we are, but we'll talk about who we are later. But like when I speak, I don't do a lot of ums once I'm in my content.
Yeah, you're with
you know. Once I'm in something that I've already prepared, like made notes for, I've studied hours for. Yeah. However, when I'm in stream of consciousness, there's gaps in my thinking. And I think that, see, there you go. There's gaps in my thinking, and I'm not comfortable with quiet. I think that's what my personality is.
That's why I said it's it just a filler word.
I'm not, but that's always my personality. I'm not comfortable not moving. I'm not comfortable not just always being in some kind of emotion. And that translates to my communication as well. I think that there's a real dynamic for me where I'd rather fill it with something than deal with the awkward silence, even if the awkward silence is like 0.7 milliseconds.
For real. And I am totally okay with awkward silence. I will just sit there. Like that does not bother me at all.
Yeah, I think that's
and I don't feel the need that to have like for me to say something.
That's the quintessential difference between me and you. That you are totally comfortable standing still, and I feel like I'm dying when I'm not.
I know.
Moving. When I'm not moving, I feel like I'm dying when I'm not in some kind of motion or momentum. Mm-hmm. Our personalities are very, very different.
So different.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. I think the last time we actually went on a planned date night, I told myself I'm going to write down questions and I'm going to ask you questions, because sometimes I think when you go on a date night, you can either fight on the way or then you're sitting down and then we're just talking about the kids, right?
Yep.
And so I'm like, no, I'm going to be intentional. This time we have dinner and I'm going to have prepared questions. So one of the questions that I wanted to ask you, and these aren't like prepared from like Google, like these are my questions that I wanted to know about you.
Well, I think if we can zoom out first, so paint the picture, right? Like, or establish a picture in your mind. We're at a very nice candlelit dinner Is it candlelit? No, it's like a fake.
It's
a
just
fake
dark.
candle. It's dark. And there's a loud piano. The
Yeah.
place we were at. I remember exactly where we were.
So loud.
One of the nice.
We were hoping for something quiet.
Yo, like our lives are loud.
Yes.
Our lives are loud, man. And there's just a premium on getting some peace and quiet.
Yeah.
So we went to like one of the nice spots, what you would consider like top 3 date night spots in the city.
Yeah.
And
because the food's great.
The food's incredible.
I love the food.
And people are going to ask us,
DM
us or
we'll
put in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. But I'm not going to say their name because I'm not going to give them free publicity.
Mm-hmm.
If they sponsor a date night, then I'll shout them out. However,
I will make a video.
So it was like super loud. It was like the food is incredible. The ambiance is actually beautiful. Well, not the ambiance, the venue. You know, the actual aesthetic is beautiful.
But they sat us like right next to the piano.
So they have live music, and they sat us right next to the piano. So we were like talking. What did you say? I said.
Yeah. So we were leaning in, still yelling at each other.
Yeah. And then at some point, I think the music stopped, and we got to hear each other.
Yeah.
Which that's beautiful for a date night, right? But you have to understand art. So that just paints the picture, right? So let me pause that, right? And add to the context that you and I are a dichotomy of personalities. We are diametrically opposed. If you know the Enneagram at all, Diana is a 9. She's a peacekeeper. You're not passive. There's nothing passive about you. But you're not going to fight for the sake of fighting. You are the peacekeeper. Would you say you're compliant? You're a compliance officer.
I'm a rule follower. Like
you're
if
the
you
HR.
give me rules, but I feel like I will follow rules as long as they make sense to me.
Yes.
Now, if they don't make sense, then I'm going to ask questions.
One of the things I love about you though is that you'll follow the rules, but like you'll dress up the rules in your own expression. Like you'll put bows and paint the rules a little bit different. And and like you'll stay within the lines, but everywhere in the lines it'll say Diana was here. Yeah. So it's not like you're a drone, like a sheep.
Right.
There's nothing about you in that.
Yeah.
So Diana's the peacekeeper. She's the rule keeper. I'm an 8 on the Enneagram. Mm-hmm. I'm a challenger. I'm a disruptor. I inadvertently say, "Oh, those are the rules. Great, you're showing me what to break."
Exactly.
I think when I was younger, I was much more irreverent of rules. Now that I'm more mature, I think that there's a real. I understand rules now. I understand why they're there. Yeah.
I remember. I think when we were younger, your rule breaking would give me so much anxiety because I didn't understand why you couldn't just follow the rules. Like this is what people like. They asked us to do this for a reason. Like, why are we going around what they're asking us to do?
Yeah, but like. I remember we would get in. We never really like fought ugly, you and I, in the 21 years. There have been a couple of moments where it was like heavyweight championship fights for sure, but I think there was moments where it was like, why don't you let me be me, bro? Right? Like, but now I understand. Like you're helping me grow up. You're helping me broaden my perspective. So anyway, so I'm an 8 on the Enneagram. I'm a disruptor. I'm a challenger. I'm going to, just for the sake of doing it, think outside of the box. Sometimes I'm annoying. I don't think I'm that annoying anymore. When I was younger, I was contrarian just for the sake of being contrary. Yeah. Now I keep it all in my head before I let anything out. And I think when it's to the benefit of the greater good, I'll disrupt, I'll challenge.
Right.
Anyway.
It's a more mature approach.
So you have to understand that dynamic about me and Diana so that you understand where she's going with the story. I love the story. I know the story that you're about to share. And so you have to understand that dynamic about who we are as people and our dispositions. So, okay. So, and continue scene. We're at dinner. It's date night. Yeah. The music and the piano has subsided. And now there's like a cool little EDM thing playing in the background or something. And it's just like kind of like grown and vibey and it's cool. And we're having a conversation.
Right. So I ask you, how do you feel that you love me best? Mm-hmm. And so his answer to me was, I feel I love you best.
Well, hold on. What did you think I was going to say? Let me say that. Because we always when you say what I actually said, it's like if you know me, it's like that's so cruise, right? But I'm curious, and I've heard you share this story like 2 or 3 times now, and I've never thought about asking you this question until right now. What did you think I was going to say? Or what were you hoping I was going to say?
I totally thought you were going to say when I feed you. Like when I cook for you and when I feed you is how you know I love you, because food is such a big deal to you, and you making good food is a big deal. So when you see me enjoy your food, you always make a big deal. So that's what I thought you were going to say.
That's so interesting.
And so I was ready for that, you know?
I've never connected. Honestly, real talk. I've never connected me cooking as a love language. I've always just thought of it like it's my part of doing what we do at home. You know what I'm saying? Like you do so much with the girls and you care so much for the girls and you really do carry, and I'm really grateful for you. You really do carry the brunt of, or you carry the majority of the weight when it comes to caring for the girls, just because your availability and flexibility is a little bit different than mine. And so I've always considered cooking and preparing food for our family as this is just what I do in the house, right? This is my part of just my part, my responsibility.
Yeah,
it's like my chores, right? These are my chores. This is my to-do.
But it's crazy because we never really talked about it.
Ever.
No.
We've never talked about it. It just kind of became what it was, what it is.
And I just thought, because you always tell me I enjoy doing this. So I'm
I do. Okay. I don't enjoy cleaning up though.
No, yeah. And I clean up. And I'm the one that cleans up. But that's what I thought you were going to say. So I was ready for like, oh, when I cook for you and you enjoy my food. And I was going to say, yes, of course. Like I feel loved by you when you cook for me, because your food's good. And I know you're putting effort into it. And it makes me feel so loved because I don't enjoy my food. So you
don't enjoy. I enjoy watching you try to cook.
Yeah. And
I really do enjoy.
Honestly,
I enjoy that.
I think I could cook if I put my mind to it. I don't enjoy cooking. That's why I don't do it. Like
there's just a lot of pressure for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna make food. Like I'll make spaghetti, I'll make chicken, I'll make tacos. Like I will make the basics. But do I enjoy it? No.
Can you tell the story of the first time you ever cooked for me?
I don't remember it.
We were at your grandma's house.
And I made fettuccine Alfredo.
You made fettuccine Alfredo, and you made cheese sticks.
Cheese sticks that became cheese blobs.
They were crazy.
They were not cheese sticks.
Yeah,
they were cheese blobs.
The fettuccine Alfredo was banging.
Yeah.
So we're at the restaurant. You think I'm gonna say
yes
when I feed you and I watch you eat my food?
Yes, because I actually do feel loved when you feed me.
I love that.
But what you said was, when I challenge you, when I push you to do better, when I encourage your gifts and talents, and I push you out of your comfort zone. And like, I was so annoyed by that answer.
I remember the look on your face.
You
were flabbergasted, like for real.
No, I was annoyed by that answer.
After 21 years, so Diana and I have been married for 21 years. This is wild, Diana. We've been boyfriend and girlfriend. We dated for 6 years. So if you add 21 plus 6, it's 27 years, girl, that we've been together.
That's crazy.
That's
and I still
wild.
Get butterflies every single time you come home.
Me too. I love you. I love coming home to you. Super mushy. Welcome to our living room, fam. But I think there's this look. There I go with I think again. After 21 years, I know the look on your face when I've either angered you or annoyed you. And they're very similar because you don't blow up. You're not the blow up personality. I'm the blow up personality.
Yeah, I'm pretty like I can just.
Yeah, Diana's a, what are you? You're like you stew. Mm-hmm. You're a crock pot. I'm a fire grill. Like sear at 1500 degrees. I burn hot and fast. Yeah. And you burn low and slow.
Yeah.
And it's really cool, the dynamics of our personalities. But anyway, so Diana has this look on her face. And have you ever had this moment in your head where you're processing and trying to figure out, and it feels like it's forever, but it's only like 2 seconds?
Yeah.
And so it was like that for me. It was like time stood still for a little bit. And I looked at your face and I was like, what did I do wrong? Right. And okay, so the story has evolved a little bit because I didn't realize that you were annoyed or angry at the response?
I wasn't so much angry. I was annoyed.
Okay. So you're annoyed at the response. Yeah. It's now you guys are hearing this story after it's been refined. And I think the truth comes out a little bit in the embellishments for real. So it's evolved from surprised to annoyed. What's up with that evolution?
Because I don't enjoy being pushed. So
I don't enjoy being pushed at all.
And so I feel bullied when you push me. I feel like I'm not good enough when you're challenging me. So it's my own insecurities that I'm like, how in the world, after 21 years of marriage, do you feel like you challenging me, you pushing me would make me think you're loving me?
Well, let me ask you this question.
You know?
Is it a you problem, or is it a me problem, or is it a we issue? What I mean by that is when I think I'm pushing you is when I think I'm pushing you, and is it really coming across like I'm bullying you? Is that really my disposition? Or are you like filtering it as, hey, this guy's like so hard on me. He's nothing's good enough for him. He's bullying me. And in my head, I'm like, I think the reason I said it that way though, is because there really is a fact for me that you're incredible.
Yeah.
I really believe that. I believe in your greatness. I always have. And I really feel like I have the ability to talk to you like no one else can. Yeah. And I think that for me, I just want you to be the best version of you because you're so incredible. Right. And so I feel like I take this responsibility, and I really do believe as your husband that it's on me. I do believe that it's a husband's role and husband's responsibility to cultivate an environment and cultivate a disposition in his wife to where she's developed to be able to reach her highest level of achievement and her highest level of greatness. I do believe it's my responsibility to help. You know, it's not on me to bully you. It's not my right to bully you or to shame you or to drag you.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that that's what you did.
So then it's a you problem.
Yeah, well,
I'm just kidding. I know it's a we.
Yeah, let me finish talking. I think when I was younger, it was a 100% me problem because I didn't feel like, I always felt like, okay, he never thinks I'm good enough. So I had those insecurities and I hadn't submitted them to the Lord. Now, at this point of my life, if it hadn't been for you pushing me and challenging me, I could not have developed and been who I am now, which I think is way better than when we first got married. So praise God. But what also helped me was I was listening to Erwin McManus's Frequencies of Communication after the fact that we had this conversation. And in his talks, he talks about the challenger. And he talks about how the primary love language of a challenger is to push people. So now I'm understanding it's your personality. So it's not so much my inept. It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do how you love me.
Sure.
So when I understood that, I was like, oh my gosh, like it's not just about me, but I also have to submit to who you are and allow you to love me the way you know how.
Yeah.
When I can accept your love that way, now anything you tell me becomes lovable.
That's beautiful. No, I think beyond submitting. Well, look, work this out with me, babe. Can you submit without trusting?
No.
You can't? Is there a difference between submissive and submitted?
100%. The only way I can submit to you is because I trust you.
There we go.
So I've seen your fruit. I've seen your patterns. And I know you want the best for me.
Yeah. What I want to point out there is that you are not a submissive woman.
No.
You're not, and yeah, I in my mind, I'm like, do I want to go down the path of talking about what makes a difference between submissive and submitted? I think sometimes submissive can be, the way I'm processing it right now is that it's not necessarily a good thing. right? A person can be broken down into submissiveness,
and that's
right?
timidity, and
yeah, exactly.
That's a place you don't want to be.
You become timid. You're a scared puppy, right?
You don't share who you are.
You've been beaten down. You've been ridiculed. You've been humiliated. You've been denigrated. And that's I believe that's one of the differences between someone who's submissive, and maybe you haven't been beaten down, maybe you just haven't been built up, right? And you're submissive because the confidence isn't there, and the self-esteem isn't there, and maybe you haven't racked up enough wins or gotten enough experience to have the self-confidence. I think it takes a high degree of self-confidence to be submitted.
I agree,
and I do believe that the core driver of submission is trust. And I think that now at this point in our marriage, in our relationship, there is a huge amount of trust, right? Our trust reservoir is massive, and you're able to trust what I'm saying when I'm saying, hey, you could do this better. Hey, you can tweak this. Hey, let's sort this out. Now, what I think has happened, and maybe we can talk about this on another piece, and I don't know whether to call this. I don't know that this is a podcast or whatever it is, but like the next time we have a conversation, maybe we can talk about the different points of how to receive feedback and take feedback. Because when we were younger,
big deal.
When we were younger, I was critical of you, and I guess because I didn't know better, I didn't know how to say it. But now there's a difference between criticism and critique. And
you also have to be in the right mind frame to receive
absolutely
that criticism.
Absolutely.
So share with them how you felt loved.
What did I say?
Wow.
Bro, I'm sorry.
Well, this is your question. So
it is my question, but I don't remember what I said.
Okay, well then
hold on. You know what? Hold on. If I'm consistent, I'll tell you how I feel loved. I feel loved like when you're tender with me and you hug me and you hold me and you touch me. Like, well, not touch me like that, but like
you feel loved.
I do. I feel like when you're kind to me, I feel safe. That's
what you said the first time.
Ooh, see,
not everything else, just the safe part.
Yeah, because like for me, it's your tenderness that makes me feel very safe. You're very, very gentle with me, and again, we'll talk about our stories later. But I'm so used to. Someone just came to our doorbell. And that through my ADD, it's probably a delivery. You're in our living room, fam. Like, that's what it is. Welcome to the living room. But I didn't grow up around a lot of safety. And I resisted tenderness. You knew me when I was 20, right? I did not know tenderness. I did not receive tenderness. I thought tenderness was weakness. I did not know how to be tender.
Right.
And I didn't know how to be tenderized, right? Or be a tenderoni. But your tenderness has completely changed who I am, and I feel totally safe, totally safe. If I'm being honest with you, I think when I was younger, in my upbringing as a child, tenderness was used as a manipulative tool, and you're made to feel safe, and then boom, right?
Wow.
Yeah, I need therapy. I'm about to push the button on therapy. I'm actually ashamed and embarrassed to say this, but I've never done real clinical therapy. We've had therapy with one of our mentors who, I guess it counts as therapy because he's a licensed professional counselor.
But it's always been together. We always go to him.
And it's always been like when there's a fire. It's never been like, right. So anyway, so you make me feel safe. I'm safe with you. I'm able to be fully me. I feel like because of who I am and what I do, there's always a degree of a persona that is on. And I understand I signed up for this and the Lord has, whatever, done what he's done. But when I'm with you, I think you're one of the few people on the planet that I get to be completely just disarmed, disengaged, and be fully me. And I love it. And I really feel loved by you when you allow me to be fully me. Like I remember when we were younger, I was afraid to like be goofy around you because I thought you wouldn't take me seriously. I thought you would think I was dumb. I felt like I always had to impress you for a while. I thought I always had to like be just like this. This is so corny, right? But like be like an alpha, whatever. But your tenderness and your kindness has really just allowed me to be fully me, authentically me with you. And it's beautiful. And I feel like that's how you love me.
I love it. I know we were talking about this concept of date night because we really don't do date nights.
Mm.
Because rhythm of life is really fast. I think we had that date night. I can't even remember when we had a couple months ago.
It was our
I think it was
anniversary,
our anniversary, right?
January
But
3rd.
I think what works for us is a dating life.
Yeah.
Not just a night, because sometimes even if we do have a free night, I prefer to stay home and you cook.
You heard her right here. I try to. Well, I not anymore. But look, I do try. I'm going to sound like a maniac. Like I do try, but I know my girl, and she does prefer. You do prefer to stay home. You do prefer to be quiet. I think we should unpack that thought though of a dating life versus a date night. I think a lot of people always put this impulse or this not impulse. They put this pressure or they put this priority like you have to have a date night. You have to have a date night, and man, sometimes that can be like shame driven and guilt driven, and sometimes real talk with kids and swim and gymnastics and like we're actually talking with Bailey right now about jujitsu, which I would love this. I can't wait to see that chick in jujitsu form. But like it's like date night when, bro, and then church and it's like date night when.
Yeah. And that's again. Now I have to get dressed.
And what dress am I going to wear?
To go somewhere. Now I have to think.
But I think what we discovered, you and I, is that we actually live a date life, right? You want to share that a bit?
I enjoy that. Well, for us, it's daily conversations, intentional conversations of not just the kids or the bills or the problems, but like flirting with one another, sending each other texts, making sure that we touch each other, like when we get home. We're just not roommates. Like we truly intentionally lean into one another in that love space.
Yeah. So
I don't have to wait till the last Friday of the month to have a conversation with you or to be kissed by you or touched by you. This is our life.
Yeah, I love that thought, right? Because I think a lot of times the concept of date night is let's just have this Hail Mary, right? Let's try to hit this home run once a month.
Yeah.
But for us, date life is exactly what Diana said. Like Diana flirts with me, I flirt with her. Like we're like, man, this is our living room. So like we literally pat each other on the butt like we're walking by each other. Like the booty pat, like, bang, hey girl, I see you type of thing. And I don't think that's inappropriate to say because like that's part of our dating life. That's what keeps it's the small thing that just keeps fanning the flame of our passion for each other, our desire for each other, our love and care for each other. One of my favorite things that I think is, this can sound so ridiculous, but I think that is so sexy about you is how you send me memes and reels all day long.
Not all day. I do have a job, guys.
But like you'll send me like 8 a day, at least 6 to 8.
Let's go down to 4.
Okay,
you're making me sound like a maniac.
No, there's some people that do like 40. But I think it's hilarious because in that, this is gonna sound so crazy, but I think it's a cool snapshot of it. Like I feel like that's so intimate though, right? Because you're showing me what you think is funny, and you're showing me a perspective of your humor. And for me, it's so special in that moment because I know that you watched it and I can hear your laugh. One of my favorite things about you is your voice and your laugh. I have like voicemails from you and like sometimes voice memos from you that I saved. And every once in a while I'll go listen to them. And you're like, bro, just call me. I know, but I don't want to commit to a phone call. This is just my personality. I don't want to commit to a phone call. Anyway, and I like when I watch the reel, like I just think it's hilarious. And then I can see you laughing and hear you laughing at it. And it's like, dude, my girl just laughed out loud like 45 seconds ago when she sent this to me. And it's like it's super intimate for me, And so I think for us,
I think it's a vulnerable place for me. You know what I mean?
For real?
Because sometimes a lot of times I don't say, because I'm not that funny. People think I'm funny, but I'm not. But when this is exactly how I feel. Like somebody said exactly what I feel. And when I can just send it and you think it's funny, it's a vulnerable place for me to also feel accepted,
I think that's super cool. I use words, you use reels. I think it's beautiful. And we get each other. We get each other. I love this. I really love you. I love our living room talks. I love how we date each other. Thank you for loving me.
Yeah. And hey, as we continue to evolve, we might actually have a date night when these girls, go to college. But for now, it's date life.
For now, it's date life, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I love
And
it.
you're okay with it. It works for us. And so anyway, thanks for hanging out in the living
Thanks
room
for
with us.
listening.
And we're planning to create this kind of content more. And so if this helps you or blesses you or you enjoy this, let us know in the comments, for real. We're going to share bits and pieces of it on Instagram, but really it's going to live on YouTube. So let us know in the comments what you guys think. Let us know what you'd like to hear us talk about. Because one of the things we don't want to be is like this, it's a marriage podcast, right? It's like, no, man, it's just life. We're going to talk life. We're going to talk the gym. We're going to talk the kids. We're going to talk, like, I don't know, whatever is happening in life. And in the process, I believe wisdom will be shared, right? Just like if you were sitting with us in our living room and you just came in and we just got a chance to talk through it. So let us know. Let us know what you want to hear us talk about. We'd love to share. Diana and I really do enjoy sharing our lives with people. And I think this is the best way we can do it right now. We can't have you in our living room all the time in person, but we can do it this way. So
thanks for listening.
See you next time.
What's the time? Oh, shoot. But that was